So guys, welcome back to the channel. Touching down from this little park just outside of Chiang Mai city. What would I be doing at home now after 6 years in Thailand? What would my life be like at home? So I think the first thing that is different straight away is like my morning routine, your daily routine in the UK. What would I be doing now? I would be getting up for some crappy job, no doubt. I know we've all got to do them. I would be getting up early, probably miserable. You know, you've got 8 or 9 hours or sometimes even 12 hours. Waking up in the cold, getting my packed lunch ready. Whereas in Thailand, it's totally the flip side. The rule of going to work is still with me here because I wake up at 5 a.m, 6 a.m. No matter what time I go to bed, I will generally wake up around that time. What would I be doing now work wise if I was back home? I would be on a building site with one of my mates again probably, or I would be in a factory, or I would be in some, I don't know, some building yard or something, probably lifting up something heavy or moving something around, or you know, donkey work. Evening and weekend TV, this is one that I do miss because obviously my weekend shows that I watch are not on a Friday or Saturday night now. I am 6 to 7 hours in front, depends what time of year it is in the UK. And yeah, I have to watch all my programs at different times and that as well. I sound like an old man, right, watching all my programs. Yeah, I don't watch many. I watch my Formula 1 and my Premier League football with a passion as well there too, since I was a kid. And obviously, yeah, I can't watch my Formula 1 at 1 or 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. You know, it's 9, 10 p.m. at night here, and sometimes 3 or 4 in the morning, depends where the race is. But yeah, the English football is normally around the same time. What would be 9? It's all different times now as well, so that would be totally different, my weekends and my nighttime things. But would I have new friends? Of course you would, right? You would have new work friends, no doubt, and probably not going out so much. We're at an age now where everybody's married, but you might be going to the boozer with some new friends and some old friends every now and then. We got a bird fight going on here. Not sure what type of birds these are, but they was all having a big scrap. Family and loved ones. What would I be doing now? That's one thing I do miss about being in Thailand, seeing my dear old mum. I've not seen my mum for 6 years, not even on the FaceTime, because she hates doing FaceTime for some reason. She would prefer a call. Maybe that's because she doesn't want to see my face. She'll get upset or something. And my nieces as well, and some of my other family I've not seen. My niece has had a little baby since I've been gone, which I don't know. I've never met her, and yeah, that would be different. I would be seeing a lot more of family. As you know, I always have some good points to say about England and my country as well. I love my country, but that, yeah, not seeing my little nieces and my mum is probably the biggest thing I think about here, about home. Not much else. There's some other things, some foods and pasties. Pasty, a proper Cornish pasty. People will say you can get them here, but you can't. You can only get a proper Cornish pasty in Cornwall, or even a Devon pasty, you know. Dating and relationships, that would be a lot different back home now, right? I would probably be settled down with somebody new, or even the same relationship I was in before I came to Thailand. In Thailand, it's a lot different, right? You know, I'm not going to say it's easy to get what you want here, but it is in a way, right? And it probably takes away that long-term thing here, when you know you can just go on a lot of dates. And yeah, that would be totally different. I think I would be seeing somebody. I think I don't think I'll ever be married, but if I was back in the UK, maybe that would be different. I can't ever see me getting married, even if I was back home, but I think there's a chance I could be with somebody, because when you get older, you know, it's nice to be with somebody, right? And is that something I miss? Not really, because I'm lucky to be here. I think many guys that are here long term, they've either got a Thai partner or they were single back home, they had no ties, and they had the opportunity to come and live in Thailand. But I think I could find a lady back home, you know. Yeah, that's without you know, blowing my own trumpet. I think a lot of us could if we really wanted, right? I'm not here because I couldn't get a lady back home. Yes, different. Would I be settled down? Would I be married? Would I have a kid? Now that is another thing. I always said to myself I wouldn't like to get to 60, 70 years old, even 50 nearly, and not have a kid. I think a kid would have completed me having my own child. I think that is something special that I won't say I will regret, but I will look back and just think, man, you know, I never had a kid. A little me. That could have changed my life course as well. If I had a kid before I come to Thailand, would I even be in Thailand as well? So it's a lot of ifs and buts, right? You can't say this, but would I have had a child if I hadn't been here in the last 6 years? Maybe, man, maybe. So yeah, relationships, what would I be doing if I was back at home? Just the general cost of living at home. I know one thing, I would be scrimping. Yeah, I would probably be a burden if I was in a partnership or something, because I would always be watching the pennies. I see all these videos online about how expensive Thailand's getting and that. I don't really see it the way I live my life anyway. I don't really see. It's dirt cheap, man. You know, my rent is £100 a month with all the bills and the internet. That's why I've never done a vlog on it's getting more expensive, because it hasn't for me. But I can see when I've travelled down the south and stuff, and when you want to do more stuff than what I do, you know, I'm not fickle enough to think, you know, this life is boring too. My cheap style life is boring. So you would, when you do want to spend money, things are more expensive here. So I see that side of it as well. But yeah, just how I live my life, it's still cheap for me. And yeah, back home, I remember when I left, when I had to give up my flat in the town I was staying, and yeah, I didn't have much left over from my job I was doing. I was unhappy. I know that is life, and we've all got to just get through it. But coming to Thailand before, wrecked with my head. As soon as you've been to Thailand once, you're never the same, they say, right? And yeah, that was true for me. I just knew I could come over here and live cheaper, spending and buying things, luxuries and stuff like that. I wouldn't be able just to buy something like I do in Thailand. New camera, new tech gear. Back home I would probably have to, I could do it, but you would probably save up a little bit and then buy what you need. Where here I don't really worry about if I need to buy something, because I know I'm not buying it all the time. I've said in vlogs before, I used to buy crap, and if I was back home, would I just be buying needless stuff? Probably. Well, that's something I've cut out in Thailand a bit. And yeah, I think back in England you would be spending stuff on stuff you probably didn't need, but because you're working all the time, you need that little pick-me-up because life is boring and you're dreaming about Thailand, or you're dreaming about holidays for other people, what have you, and you normally buy something just to make yourself feel better, don't you? Where in Thailand here, you're probably living that dream a bit more, where you don't need to buy everything all the time. You can just go for a 200 baht massage, or you know, or whatever, you know, or you can buy a cheap motorbike and run around. That's another thing. In England, I would get beat up in England back home for riding Lucille. Men just don't ride Honda Clicks where I'm from. You would get ridiculed, man. I feel cool on Lucille, you know. When back home, you would feel a right knobhead. You would get shouted at. And yeah, it's just crazy how different places, different things, right? And that's probably another thing I've learnt what Thailand has done good for me. Just religions and how Thailand accept sort of anything. You can be anything you want in Thailand, where, you know, back in England we're still doing the little kiddie ladyboy jokes, and oh, you know, once you've lived here for a long time you realise none of that really matters in Thailand. And I think in the UK there's so much pressure on that, where people are gonna laugh at you, or that's one thing I've definitely learned here as well. You can be whatever you want to be. Mindset. Man, this is a big one. Mindset. What would my mindset be back home now, these last 6 years, if I didn't come here? I think, yeah, my mindset would be totally different. I'm a totally different person in mindset. Again, I've done vlogs where I said Thailand hasn't changed me. It's just changed how I'm living my life. But my mindset with the things that I like doing and the way I look at life, that's definitely changed. Me as a person, I'm the same. But I even told my mum on the phone that if I come home, I'm probably going to be a different person, a different soul. I'm still going to be the same old Wayne, but just how I talk about things and how I think about things is probably going to be different, which I know they are. And that is probably one of the biggest things. If I was back home and I didn't come to Thailand, I would be, you know, the same old UK crap, talking about the same old crap, but the same old mindset, where 6 years here does something to you. You can't come here for any amount of time without it affecting you and your outlook on life. Of course it is, you know. If your everyday life here becomes norm in a total different culture and way of life, and so laid back, right? It's, you know, sometimes it's too laid back. You have to be on it to deal with the laid backness. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to live in the West long term. Yeah, I just can't see how my mindset will fit back into the West for any long term. Short term, no problem. I would, like I said, I'd love to go home, and I will be at some point. But long term, I just can't see it. No matter if I live abroad for the rest of my life, England will still be my home. You know, I'm never gonna say my home is Thailand, because it's not, man. Some people will say home is where you hang your hat, but no, home is where, you know, them roots. Home for me is where the roots built me. That's my home, you know. And I just don't think you can fit in once you've been to Thailand for a long amount of time, let's say over 1 year. I think it's going to be difficult. Would I have travelled so much? Would I have been on holidays? Would I own a house by now? Would I? I don't think. I think I would have had my holidays still. Probably come into Thailand. Probably not Thailand actually, because I wouldn't want to go home, and it would have just ended up how it is now. I would be living here. But would I be going to holidays? Yes, because that was always in my blood. I would be, I don't know, Spain, Portugal, things like that, France, like I did when I was younger. And yeah, I would definitely be doing that. Maybe I would have had a big trip to Thailand or Philippines or something, but yeah, things like that you just think of. And I just thought this would be a cool little vlog today as I'm thinking about it. What would I be doing back in the UK? I guess it's a never-ending question, right? You're never gonna know. It's just a pointless thing to talk about. Life, the life road determines your personality and what you do in life, right? We all take different paths, and we end up different people, different outlook on life, I suppose. I think I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Hopefully this vlog will make sense. We will make a vlog out of it. And just something that was on my mind again, and I thought it would be cool for a little vlog, you know, little sit down vlog. So hope you're all safe and sound as always, guys. and I will see you in the next one. So take it easy, man. Take it easy.